President will feel.
I'm filled with a profound sense of gratitude and humility. It has been an honor and a privilege to serve as your President and Commander-in-Chief for the past 6 years. Together, in 2018, we embarked on a journey to build a united, peaceful, and prosperous Liberia. And I am deeply thankful for the trust and support you have bestowed upon me and my administration during my tenure. As we navigate the complexity of governance, your partnership was instrumental in the development and implementation of policies and programs that aim to bring progress and development to our great nation. Reflecting on the accomplishment of these 6 years, let me tell you that I am proud of what we have achieved together. We have built roads, supported free wires and free tuition at high schools and public universities, stabilized the macroeconomic challenges we face in 2018, built hundreds of pro-poor housing units, and achieved on so many fronts that we are able to list here today. However, I acknowledge that there is always room for improvement, and perhaps more could have been done under different circumstances. Regrettably, some of the long-term projects we initiated did not reach completion during my tenure. I am hopeful that the incoming administration will carry the torch forward and bring these initiatives to fruition for the benefit of all Liberians. Fellow compatriots, rumors, and misinformation have played a large part in our politics over the last 6 years. It is my hope we as a country will overcome this challenge over the next 6 years. To begin this, we must start with the facts of the transition. I must report to you that we are leaving behind a better economy than we inherited. Today, President-elect Joseph Nima Bouaka will inherit a stronger economy than I inherited. There is a bigger net international reserve position than was handed me in 2018. I inherited 94,999,000 United States dollars in net international reserves. And I am handing over to the next administration a net international reserve position of 222,700,000 United States dollars. This is 136% increase in the net international reserve position. The total cash balance in the government's consolidated account is United States $40,044,365.90. In 2018, my government inherited a consolidated cash position of $7 million United States dollars. The next administration thus has more resources to deal with emergency macroeconomic challenges than my administration had at its disposal in 2018. My fellow citizens, through our time together, I held still fast to two cornerstones of leadership: keeping the peace and upholding the democratic process and the root of our democratic journey. I am immensely proud that during my tenure, Liberia remained at peace with itself and at peace with its neighbor. Our armed forces, the force of good, were never turned against our own people, and external actions were confined to international peacekeeping mission under the United Nations. This peace, sustained by our own domestic resources, is a testament to the maturity and strength of our nation. We protected the inalienable rights of every Liberian citizen as enshrined in our Constitution. Freedom of speech, assembly, and expression were not only preserved, but celebrated. There were no political prisoners or prisoners of conscience during my entire term, a testament to the development of strong democratic institutions that are now not only hailed as competent and
when you elect a
clown and you think that he will be a king, what he does is to convert the kingdom into a circus. This is what we must deal with, and this is what we must say. Who do we elect into our public offices? Because, as I've said before, when you allow hyenas to take care of goats, why should you be surprised when the goats are eaten? This is the same. And Africa is only going to realize our potential in all areas when, by dint of choice, we enable and allow our best men and women to serve in different areas. I've heard it being said about Lee Kuan Yew in Singapore. I've heard it being suggested about Mahathir Mohamad in Malaysia. I've heard it being said about Japan. I've heard it being said about other countries, but there was a conscious decision on the part of those individuals and the followership. We always talk about leaders, but we never talk about the followers. The followers must also style up. Africans on average are for some reason attracted to thieves. Africans are for some reason attracted to men and women who cannot serve her. And when they are not served, then they complain. When Africans are told, choose you now whom we shall release, Jesus of Nazareth or Barabbas, they say, release Barabbas. And when Barabbas behaves like Barabbas, they say, why are you not behaving like Christ? It cannot be done.
In May of 2001, signed a second of two executive orders, number 13213, Defense Exhibit D310, in which it was stated, and I quote, the government of Liberia's complicity in the RUF's illicit trade in diamonds and its other forms of support for the RUF are direct challenges to the United States foreign policy objectives in the region, as well as the rule-based international order that is critical to the peace and prosperity of the United States. Therefore, I find these actions by the government of Liberia contribute to the unusual and extraordinary threat to the foreign policy of the United States described in Executive Order 13194, with respect to which the President declared a national emergency. This executive order did not say the alleged complicity, it concluded the complicity. The conspiracy was born, all systems put into motion, and here I stand today. I never stood a chance. This is the broader contextual matrix that regrettably did not and still has not seen the light of day in these proceedings, despite the gallant efforts by the defense to unearth and reveal the contextual framework behind the charges against me. Now, with the two executive orders, the dogs were let out, so to speak. What followed was a dispatch of the attack pack led by Lieutenant Colonel David Crane, Defense Intelligence 30 years prosecutor. He, Crane, unlawfully unsealed the court's sealed indictment to his handlers, senior U.S. government officials at the U.S. Embassy in Freetown, and was never held to account. The rest of the operational team are Colonel Brandon Hollis, Defense Intelligence, CIA, U.S. Air Force, Senior Trial Counsel, and now prosecutor. This demonstrates the significant pressure that was brought to bear on President Obasanjo, irrespective of his personal and leadership obligations to the West African sub-region. And therein lies the dilemma for current African heads of state and government, but how to enter into binding commitments and obligations with the African pairs and remain steadfast, resolute, and unwilling in their fidelity to those agreements in the face of such unrelenting and punishing pressure from powerful Western leaders.
Where you at? Wake up when you stop slipping. Whip your hands, whip your hands, whip your hands, whip your. Come on. I know you're sleeping now. I gotta whip us more, yeah? Okay, let's go. People sue us. The people last us. The government betray us. People sue us. The people lie to us. The government betray Oh yes, another beautiful day, another beautiful night, another beautiful moment is before us. And it's good to be back tonight behind these microphones as we engage on the different issues that transpire during the day. Yeah, we summarize the issues, close the day of the different pressing issues that confronted our country. And so let me say a very, very pleasant good evening to all of you across the country. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to those of you in the diaspora, our friends, our fans, our followers, our critics, and even those of you who do not like the things we say and the way we say them. It's good to have all of you joining us tonight. It's Thursday in the Republic of Liberia. It's Wednesday somewhere there, other part of the world. It's already Friday in some other places of the world. That's the beauty of our existence on earth. Whatever the time is in your area, whatever the day is in your area, it's good to have all of you joining us tonight. Mr. President Joseph Yima Bouaka had a statement to make today. He held another cabinet meeting today. And he sounded strong on some ministers and ministries. We are going to run our analysis as usual. Today, former House Speaker Fonati Kufa, along with others, will also be featured on the show tonight, but John Kim has the detail of that, plus all the issues that will be elaborated subsequently by our colleague John Kins Morris. Very, very interesting issues tonight to talk about. This show is Freedom Hard Talk. This show is proudly sponsored by Crime Stopper Liberia, and we are in partnership with Win Liberia and Broken GD Group of Companies. Very shortly, we took a word from our sponsor and partners. After those messages, we run to our Facebook Live to welcome all of you joining us tonight on this edition of the show. Don't forget, it's the last edition of the show. Star 255 star 700 hash is the short code to play our cash giveaway tonight. It's star 255 star 700 hash is the short code to play our cash giveaway. Let's take a word from our sponsor and partners. When we come back, we welcome all of you joining us tonight. My name is Austin Kawa.
My brother, God can bless anybody.
Win big today with Win Liberia on Freedom FM. Yes, for just $100 Liberian dollars or 50 cents United States dollars, you can win from 4,000 Liberian dollars up to 10,000 Liberian dollars. And for $200 Liberian dollars or $1 United States dollar on Japa days, you can win from 15,000 Liberian dollars, 50,000 Liberian dollars, 100,000 Liberian dollars, and up to 1 million Liberian dollars. For these amazing prizes, dial star 255 star 1 hash. Again, dial star 255 star 1 hash. The more you play, the better your chances. It's Win Liberia Cash Giveaway on Freedom FM.
And you walk with it, do it, bring the rubber. And tell me so many know.
Financial empowerment, dreaming of building your future.
Bobby.
Then your solution is Are you seeking financial empowerment, dreaming of building your future? Then your solution is Bokonjide Group of Companies. Bokonjide, your trusted partner in microfinance, construction, and general services. We provide microfinance for many institutions like House of Representatives, the Liberian Senate, National Port Authority, Governors Commission, LRA, Gender Ministry, Corporate Development Authority, GAC, and other lines ministry and agency, with a percentage range from 15% to 20%. At Bokonjide, we understand your aspiration, your goals, and your dreams. That's why we offer tailored microfinance solutions designed to uplift individuals and communities alike. Whether you are an entrepreneur with a vision or a family aiming for a better tomorrow, our microfinance services pave the way to financial independence. But that's not all. Bokonjide Group of Companies doesn't just stop at microfinance. Our expert construction team brings your architecture dreams to life. From residential to commercial projects, we craft spaces that inspire, innovate, and endure. And when it comes to general services, Bokonjide is your one-stop destination. From facility management to logistics, we ensure seamless operation every step of the way. With our apartment rental and furnished apartment for long and short-term stay, you will enjoy the luxury of comfort. Join the thousands who have entrusted their dreams to Bokonjide. Experience unmatched professionalism, dedication, and integrity. With Bokonjide Group of Companies, your success is not just a goal, it's our mission. Visit our Capitol Building office or find us in the Royal Garden Plaza on Crown Hill, Broad Street, or call today 0770-520-958 or 0777-017-603 or 0886-622-599 or email Bokonjide Group of Companies at gmail.com. Bokonjide Group of Companies, microfinance, construction, general services, your partner in progress. New Day, do something.
We want peace in Liberia. Peace in Morocco.
Yo, hello. I want to talk about violence. More violence is indiscriminate. It can happen for any reason and to anyone. Until we do something to stop the surge of vigilante-style justice in this country, none of us will be safe. My Liberia is Liberia of hope. In my Liberia, it is possible. Violence is not part of my Liberia. Violence leads to property damage, injury, or even death, as we have seen in recent months in several parts of Liberia, including Monrovia. Talk to people in your community about violence. Stand up against mob justice. Be a community hero. Liberia is all that we have. We must all unite to uphold the rule of law. This is Old Man Sam Sion, your community crime fighting partner. Thanks for listening. This is Old Man Sam Sion.
We want peace in Liberia. Peace in Monrovia. We want peace in Liberia.
Oh, thank you, Omen Simpson. Okay. We understand the message. So, Junkins Morris. Welcome, my dear brother. Welcome.
Yeah, a good day, Osto, and welcome to, because you were absent yesterday due to some technical glitches. Good day, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are following us. This is Freedom Hard Talk on Freedom FM 87.9. We are here again to present to you fascinating, trending national issues that are pertinent for your survival as Liberians. Welcome.
Okay, Vinicius Junior Bar with John Junkins Morris to welcome you to the show tonight. Saturday, won't do with Zonwi from Atlanta, Georgia, in the U.S. Welcome, Marka J. Momo. It's good having you here tonight, brother. Terry Kumar is following tonight from Ashmont Street. Informed Liberia today is following the show from Canada. Stanley Brosso is joining us tonight as well. Christopher Sharp is joining us tonight from Fendia Community. Stanley Brosso kindly share the show, guys. Yes, that's what we've said to all of you, But it seems that so we forgetting those who want to share will share. Those who do not want to share, that's their business. You know, there are hundreds of thousands of Liberians who listen to this show every night in Liberia, and there are hundreds of you who listen to the show quietly in other parts of the world. And there are some who go to work, they miss the show, but after work they go back to listen to the show. They go back to watch the show. So people listen in different categories. But anyway, for us, don't worry. We're not interested in how many persons are watching with us live. Trust us, we're not interested in that. What we are interested in is for the message to resonate with those who will watch live, those who will listen to us live, those who will listen to the show after the show. That's what we are interested in, you know. So we're not caring about that. Yeah, one loud nana we get our phone with bad view. I see, 450 persons watching. Boom, 500 persons watching. Boom, 800 persons watching. We will do that. We're not doing it. We're not buying VA. 50 persons watching for now. The 50 persons will watch. Even if one person watching, the one person will watch the show and the message will go across. That one person has at least 5 persons that he or she will communicate. So 16 persons watching right now. It means just times 16 by 3, meaning each person has at least 3 persons that they're able to communicate, you know, our message to. So yeah, for us, that's what we're interested. We're interested in how many persons watching. Yeah, we are let Facebook live video, so don't worry about that one. Okay, so Stanley Broso, thank you. We appreciate the concern. Stanley is an ardent follower of the show and all of our shows in Freedom FM 2, I must indicate. City Geeks is joining us tonight from Sarstan, Grand Crew County. Okay, Agatha Glasgow, it's good to have you joining us tonight from RIA Community. Randall Wheeler is joining us tonight from Greenville, Sano County. Patricia Jipla is joining tonight from Newtown. Pape Keita has joined us as well from Dupont Road. Alaska P, GSA Road is watching. Chris Wheeler is following tonight from Barnesville Estate, District 11. Matthew Dode is joining tonight from Babulu County. Ambassador Joel Inda Cooper II is following tonight from Barnesville Estate. William W. Wulu is following tonight from Upper Cardwell. Henry Toole Jr. has joined us from Cardwell as well. Mawata Ability is joining the show from somewhere across the country. Daniel Koluba is following tonight. Joanne Papi is following tonight. He said, "Oh, text me your number." Papi, so you just message me on Messenger, then I will text you my number. Just message me on Messenger, then you call. When you message me, you call my Messenger, and then I will see and I will text you my number right away as I'm on the show, please. Duban Hill is joining us tonight via YouTube. Juju Wonwe is following the show. All of you, welcome to the show. Joanne Papi is following from Indiana. Samuel Bakwe Jr. is joining tonight from Hotel Africa Road. And so, yeah, sure, Joanne, please go ahead. I'll do that. Oliver Chi is joining us tonight from Grand Jide County. Sarah Tooley is following from New York City. She says, "I'm following from New York." Guys, welcome all of you. Welcome to the show. Junkins Morris, too many things to talk about tonight because we're taking our break. Again, every day on Thursday, I will apologize to my audience. Junkins will be here to hit the issues and punch them into your heads and into your mouths and into your brains and into your chest and into your eyes and every part of your body that the message will resonate because I will not be here on Wednesday unlike council say, my man, there's no class today, there will be here, you know. But every Wednesday I will not be here, you know. So it's good to have all of you joining us tonight. Junkies, what do we have on our list to talk about? I'm already aware that the president held another cabinet meeting today. So, Junkies, let's know what's on the list to talk about tonight.
Yes, like the president.
May not do long list, though.
Yeah, the president. The president made, like you said previously, the president made emphasis on the Ministry of Commerce. The president spoke in that convened cabinet meeting. Senator Dillon, too, today was very strong. His position was strong in terms of encouraging demolition, particularly structures that are in alleyways. In plenary, he spoke on that. And the case regarding the Capitol building arson issue. Former Speaker Fonati Kofa and his colleagues against the government of the Republic of Liberia. We will also discuss that. And the Ministry of Transport have issued an internal memo, ministerial regulation. Is intended to restructure the architecture of the Ministry of Transport. There are certain divisions of the Ministry of Transport, as you may be aware. MDMC have already lost the case to Liberia Transport Traffic Management. So on that basis, certain divisions at the Ministry of Transport, certain departments will be extracted from the Ministry of Transport to the Liberia Transport Management. So all of those will be discussed tonight, and other trending national and international issues to be discussed. Austin.
Okay. So let's play you this something. Eh? Favor Morris, welcome. Albert Swa, welcome from Jallaston. Jerry Singh Tupa, welcome. Matthew Yonlo from Grand Cape Mount County, welcome all of you. It's good to have you joining us on the show. Yes, Prince Bagby, Sarah today, all of you, welcome to the show. Let's play you something. This is an old video. The Dallas Dillon video is old. So tonight we'll spend time talking about Mr. President cabinet retreat here today, and he placed emphasis on the Ministry of Commerce. He placed emphasis indirect, he threw indirect talk at the Ministry of Transport and the Minister of Transport, but we're unable to cut that audio portion where he threw indirect talk to the Ministry of Transport about undermining certain officials will go and sit in cabinet meeting and they will take decision, and the cabinet minister will not express his or disagreement in the cabinet meeting, and he or she will come outside and start undermining the very decision that they made, and all of that. He made that emphasis in the cabinet meeting. I found that directly as a direct attack, or warning to the Minister of Transport. We're told already that 2 ministers are about to be dismissed by the President of the Republic of Liberia. We'll call one name and will not mention the other person's name because we've not gotten real hardcore confirmation yet, but we'll have confirmation that President Braga is about to dismiss 2 ministers, sorry. But we're sure of one based on our sources within the executive marshal. The other one name is on the list, but we have not seen any. We have not seen any evidence. So we can't mention the other person's name. But the other person whose evidence we have seen, I tell you easy, yeah? They won't go that time. You see?
Okay.
So that kind of evidence talking about. So we've seen that evidence about somebody. Yeah. So we have all of these things in stock for you tonight on the show and all of that. So invite all of us to join. It's going to be very, very juicy. Don't listen to the show via the radio alone. Call your people, call your children, call everybody around you. Put the radio, increase the radio volume in your community, and let the community people get glued to the show. And let's follow tonight. Let's ride. So we're playing this video from the former Speaker of the House. I'd like to start with Jonathan Fonanti Kofa. So let's play this from Kofa. This is, and by the way, before we go local, just come on the radio. The ABC News reported, breaking. President Trump has announced that Department of Homeland Security Secretary Christine. Who do that? Somebody from here is on ringtone. I think that the station from here. Okay, charge into the. Okay, so let's make some adjustment because these Techno and Samsung phones, they love to disturb and cause loss. Especially when the phones are new and when they are purchased by Junkies Morris.
Let's still go ahead.
So President Trump has announced that the Department of Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem is being replaced by Republican Senator Magwani Mooley. So President Trump, this is direct quotation from the Homeland Security. He said, "I am pleased to announce that the highly respected United States Senator from the great state of Oklahoma, Magwani Mooley, will become the United States Secretary of Homeland Security effective March 31, 2026. The current Secretary, Kristi Noem, who has served us well and has numerous and spectacular results, especially on the border, parenthesis, open and closes, will be moving to be special envoy for the Shield of the Americas, our new security initiative in the Western Hemisphere. We are announcing on Saturday in Dora, Florida. I thank Kristen for her service at Homeland. President Trump. The honor is a fires Homeland Security Secretary. Okay, so that's it. And, the reason why we thought this could be featured on the show is because there were times we had conversation here on President where there were lawmakers who were supposed to be appointed in his government in the executive. And that was a serious issue. I remember the first name that surfaced was current former representative Helsinki Asudu of District 17.
Yeah, Helsinki.
And then Helsinki Asudu was a United partisan and still a United partisan, but he was poised to become a deputy governor for
the
operations at the Central Bank of Liberia. And that nomination did not go through because there were folks who believed that he was a current lawmaker and the party politics thing and everything interplay. There were interferences from the CDC angle who were resisting, him being appointed by George Weah in his government at the Central Bank. And there were United Party forces too who were saying, man, don't try that thing. You're a current lawmaker, you can work, you can operate in your salary, don't lose your party identity and all of that. So it didn't go through. And then Dixon Sibo also was one point in time pause also a tip to go to the Central Bank as well. To go to the Central Bank. Initially it was the LRA. The first it was the Ministry of Finance. Then he won the election, so he didn't take the ministry, he didn't go. And then in the middle of the game, he named surface again to go at Central Bank. And then it didn't work. Yemeni PSC left LPRC and went
as deputy governor.
And then when the weeks thing came out again, he had to leave. And then Lasha Talo, stepped in again. Dixon didn't go. And then LRA came in again when there was a vacancy again for LRA. We heard again that he was paid. So all of these things of making the house, legislature,
leave as lawmaker
for the executive and all of that. But at the end of the day, these things are part of democratic practices. When the president finds it necessary that, hey, my man, if I send it in on that house in, with your expertise and your experience and your proximity, you gotta come here, gotta have you. Without by-election, come here.
It happened in the case of former Senator Ellington Verma from Bapulu County.
Oh, yeah.
President Taylor appointed him, Attorney General. Even the now Secretary of State of the United States of America is former Senator.
Yeah. Senator.
Yeah,
so
Marco Rubio.
I think this should be the third Congress or fourth. Well, we research. I think this should be the third or fourth Congress person that has been appointed by Donald John. Junkies will search that for us, but this should be the third or fourth Congress person that is being appointed by the U.S. president. So these things happen in advanced country. So when those of you who are criticizing the intention of George Weah then to appoint, but somebody will say, but those are stronger economies. They have the money and the resources to fund by-elections and other or special elections. Here we do not have the resources to do that. So we can be practicing everything the West practice. Yeah, that could sound reasonable. So let's move forward. Councillor Kofa today, the team appear in court. And so we will play Councillor Kofa after the hearing. He had this to say.
What is it? Why prohibition?
Okay, so I think there may be a bad analogy, but I'm going to use it anyway because I like to make things simple, right?
Okay.
Imagine the game started. The other side felt they had a very good team.
Okay.
We are 20 minutes into the game, and they decide they don't like the linesman. Okay. And the referee decides that he's going to start the game all over. He's going to defend the whole game and start it over. It's a fundamental issue of fairness.
Okay.
The trial was on, and you disband the jury.
Mm-hmm.
When the prosecution had overwhelming evidence, even if the jury.
Hello. What is it? You don't like it being on radio at this time? Okay, you live on the radio, you're saying I get sense. You know I'm on radio, then take your phone and calling me.
We're proceeding, then you come back now and say you want to change to go where? Timbuktu. Where you want to go? Okay, where will you go that will be in your favor or that will change the evidence? You do not have the evidence. Your first witness proved that you do not have a case. Okay, but yes, you're proceeding to change venue, you're proceeding to disband jury, you're proceeding to do all kinds of different things. We just wanted to try this case.
Are you saying he's solicitation?
What?
He says he's solicitation.
I'm not saying anything serious other than the prosecutor don't have the evidence that they convinced the public. Okay, because they have come now and said, oh, change the venue because the media is involved. We don't want the media to be involved. Who had the first press conference on this case? It was the police director. Okay, that went before the Nigerian public.
Okay, so Jenkins, we have to place this matter in the context tonight, so our folks can be able to understand what has transpired and what is transpiring in this matter. And you have been following the issues in the court for a very long time. I call you a visitor of the court because you're always around those corridors following issues. I like to gauge. Let's have a conversation. What do you think? Well, there are two takeaways here. One is that the disbandment of the jury panel
and the relocation
and the request to relocate or change of venue for the trial. What do you think?
For the aspect that has to do with the relocation, based on precedents, I think it is not against the law, but for expediency, there's no need for relocation, because if you decide to relocate this case, then a puts in the minds of people a doubt that there are some issues that you have on the sleeve, because there have been other cases that you have been prosecuting right here at Capitol Hill, and there had never been any problem. There had never been any interference. Even the case that had to do with the illegal removal of the speaker and bringing in a de facto speaker, all of those were being adjudicated right here on Capitol Hill. So why now? Why now? Well, what is the threat are they sensing? The same journalists that were called by the Liberia National Police for a press conference to speak to this matter that has to do with the Capitol building arson issue. And the court, in fact, if you listen, the last time you listened to Councillor Augustine Fire, who is the Solicitor General, he has been very clear on issues. He has been calling press conferences. So there's no need for us to be moving here, there, because the same place the case started, those who carry the case to court from the government angle, they have been having press releases, they have been having press conferences in line with the same case. So there's no issue to say journalists will be there or so. Even when journalists are there, what is the issue? The law is the law. If one is guilty, is found guilty through the necessary pieces of evidence that will be available that will prove that person guilty, the person will be guilty. That's the law. If there is no evidence to prove that one is not, to prove that one is guilty, that person should be vindicated. There's no issue. Liberia is not at war. We are not having malicious groupings. We do not. In fact, the last time I checked, former Speaker Kofa does not have any setup of malicious grouping or any security force to say because of them there is an existential threat when we are prosecuting these people of Capitol building, so we need to carry them in the forest. No need for that. So I think the issue of relocating the case, those things will bring in mind doubts. And when there will be doubt on such case, it is risky for our security because the former Speaker Kofa also has followings. Former Speaker Kofa is a statesman. Former Speaker Kofa is somebody who has served this country as the third person in the Republic of Liberia. So you do not just run on him like that without any evidence to prove him of wrongdoing. So if you think that you have the evidence, you have gathered all of your pieces of evidence to go to court for which you've already gone to court, let the law be the law. Let the trial be speedy. And there's no need for us to move from Monrovia here again to go Bapolu or to go Maryland to say we're judging arson case of Capitol building. The case happened right to Capitol building, let it be settled right or Capitol building. So we can be having jury tempering and all of those different Koyokaya you people like to do under the Bwaka regime. Any issue that has to do with disbanding the jury panel is an issue, Austin, because the government of Liberia had already had confidence in such a setup, and the case started. So while now the case is already ongoing, the case had reached a stage where everybody expecting outcome. That's the time jury panel is being disbanded. It's scary. It shows an intent that this is a political persecution because the case is already on. The process is going on smoothly. There had never been a day that people gather at the Capitol building to say, or let's say at the Supreme Court to say they're protesting in favor of this side or in favor of the other side. This process, Liberians have left this process with the law and for the law to take its course. You yourself sell up. Austin, I don't know whether that former Speaker Kofa and Kodi set up the jury panel. Yeah. So these things, the government continue to arm twist the judiciary in these kinds of forms and manner. It's unfortunate. Where do we go for justice? Where do we depend on for our rights to be protected? Where? The only place we have to depend on the government headed by Mr. Bwaka is there 24/7, making sure that every decision that comes out of the Supreme Court or the judiciary, he has an impact. The president is meddling in the judiciary system of our country. The president is continuously arm twisting judges' decisions. The president is involved with the judiciary, arm twisting decisions, opinions, and judgments from the Supreme Court and the entire judiciary, which is wrong, which is threatening for the security of our country. This president will have to understand that you cannot continue to tread this path when Liberians' eyes are open in broad daylight. When you keep pushing Liberians to the wall, the ramification will be too devastating for you, Mr. Boakai. There's a need that you make adjustment and give chance to the Constitution that provides for, under Article 3, that provides for the 3 separate, equal, but coordinated branches of government to function so that we have a functioning society and a government that will provide for the needs of our people.
Fair enough. And then, so this will be the additional or a clear context that those of you listening to us have to understand, right? You see, when I tell you all that the most illiterate people in this country are the people we find in high profile positions. The most illiterate people in this country are the people who find in high profile positions in our country. Public officials are the most illiterate people in their dealings and their actions. They don't make sense. Their reasonings are poor, weak, lazy. Highly insensitive. Lawyers representing the government, sit down and imagine. First, they understand that the jurors in Liberia are managed, meaning the people that can go sit down, the accused and the defendant can enter. The people that can sit down to make determination that you are right and you are wrong based on your argument that they don't want to call the jurors. The people or the system that manages the jurors is the Ministry of Justice. So when all the civil servants around the world, around the country apply, or when all of them are recommended by their respective institutions to go and do that 1 month or 2 months or 3 months jury service to the state, they have people there that do orientation, they do training, they do vetting and everything, they do final selection, and they place them into different pools for different cases. So, for example, if the Funanti case, they needed maybe 11 or 13, because normally it's not odd number. It's not even number, it's odd number. Or 9 or 7 persons, they will select maybe 10 persons. Maybe 3 or 5 persons will be more than 3. If they need 7, they will select additional 5 to the 7 to make it 12 or 13. Because it is possible that somebody could breach the rule, somebody could get sick, somebody could do something, and they will have to replace that person. And they will not go outside looking for a new person to start running around. No. So they put additional 5 persons or additional 3 persons there to add to the 7 or the 10 persons that they need to serve as juror. And they have some of them rotating. That system, that organization is managed by the Ministry of Justice on behalf of the government. So it is the government it is the government that sends the jurors, because they are selected from the civil service system. They are civil servants. Most of them can go, the entities can recommend them. I was recommended before. At the time I used to work with the Broadway City Corporation as communications person there. So the different municipalities can all recommend people, employees. It's a civil duty that they perform on gratis. So when all these government entities recommend those people to serve as jurors, the Ministry of Justice does the training, the orientation, and the different selection and vetting processes and all of that, and supply them to the different courts on the different, and assign them on the different cases. They spend around 3 months there, depending on the tenure of the term of court that is on. They're there. They don't come outside. They don't have telephone. They are managed. All the decisions until the system built for them not to have telephone. They will carry their clothes. They will be escorted by sheriffs and all state security to their home. Carry their clothes. Go to the court. They are on the ground. They call it on the ground. No telephone. Nothing. They're there. Managed by the Ministry of Justice. Those are the people who were selected on the Fonati case that the very Ministry of Justice is saying, because it is the Ministry of Justice that is prosecuting Fonati them. So the very people that they selected, that they vetted, that they trained, and they assigned to the different cases are the very people that the government or the Ministry of Justice is saying they don't trust. Make that make sense to a reasonable man. Now, moving forward, they are saying they don't trust that jury panel, so they want to disband. They have already disbanded the jury panel, right? Now they have moved to the court and asked the same court to impanel a new jury. Meaning those jurors that were there will not want to telephone on it. Bring new jurors to this panel to hear the case. The question is, where are these new jurors coming from? They are going to come from the same system. We're not going to bring Israelis here or Americans here or Iranians here to come and serve as jurors. We are going to, those new jurors that are going to serve on the jury panel in the same case are going to come from the same civil service system. The same method that was used to select, to vet, to train, to assign is the same system that is going to be used. One is that's what Fonati spoke about fairness, because the selection process and the assignment to cases is not based on I know you or I don't know you. That's why the Justice Minister does not recommend. It is a CSA system that recommends those people. Random recommendation. Peter John from procurement, James Uya from HR or the President Department, Peter Paul from Public Relations Department. You are the 3 persons that are going to represent NASCOP for this term of court. That's how it is done. So, even now that you've disbanded the jury panel and you're asking the court to impanel a new one, where are you going to manufacture those human beings from that will speak and ask questions to your liking? That in Babylon, when you carry the case there? That in Maryland, where Junkins Morris comes from? That in Greg Makande or Dia, where I come from? That in Tomo Brewa or Bon Hammer or Joseph, where I grew up? No. Where are you going to take the jurors from? The same system is going to vet those jurors. So the argument is weak and legally lazy. That no serious judge sitting or presiding over such an argument is supposed to even give 1 minute here to such a lazy legal argument being proffered by the government of Liberia. Is all intended to buy time because they do not have any evidence. That's 1. 2. They are talking about relocating the case. Folks, this is an insult to the seat, the official seat of justice in our country. This is the biggest insult to the official seat of our justice, of the judiciary. The Ministry of Justice is telling you that the grounds of the Temple of Justice is not safe compared to Bomi, Nima, Kebman, Babolu, Sano. All the places safe. But the grounds of the Temple of Justice is not safe. The grounds of the Temple of Justice is not comfortable to hear a high-profile, sensitive political case that in Sano, that the place safe, that in Bokondjire, that the place safe than in Lofa or Wasonga, where Joe Braga comes from, that the place safe to hear a highly sensitive political case. Imagine why the government is losing this case. Because if this is the man, or if these are the individuals with such lazy arguments that the state is reliant on to represent its interest in court, then the government is going to get a lot of bloody noses, because they're not going to win any case on such a lazy argument. How can you tell the world that such a high-profile political case cannot be heard or tried in Monrovia, the most secure place in Liberia, Monrovia? Well, let's secure beside Monrovia. You have all the state security officers in Monrovia. Joint security operation is more effective in Monrovia than any other place in the country. If the jurors, if the Ministry of Justice can argue that they don't trust the jurors in Monrovia on the ground of the Temple of Justice, when you take the jurors and carry them loafer, when you take the jurors and carry them bombing, I don't know where Kuda Williams from, but when you take the jurors and carry them to the county that Kuda Williams is coming from, I think she should be from the southeast, maybe Maryland or River G, because that Kuda name sounds like a Maryland, like a global name. Yeah? So you take the jurors and carry them to Kuda Williams town in River G or Maryland, that the place they will be safe and cannot be tampered with. Let's think about this. The government lawyers say the jurors should be removed because they believe that they were compromised. They were infiltrated right here on the grounds of the Temple of Justice. Then you say, let's take the case from here on the grounds of the Temple of Justice and carry it in Magibi or Nima. Or Bonk. If they can be tampered with here, that in Bonk, we're not getting no security. That in Lofa, we ain't getting no security. That in Southeast, we ain't getting no good rule. That the place will not be tampered with. What kind of reasoning is this? What kind of reasoning is this? That Monrovia is not safe. Ronan case. All the high-profile political cases that came from the county, they were transferred to Monrovia. You know why? Because the state argued then that those places were not safe because those were political actors and they cannot be tried in their counties. Hence, let's bring them to Monrovia. Security is more effective here than those places. Let's bring it here. Then you say no. In this case, you say no. In Monrovia, Monrovia not safe. Like carry Asa Monrovia. In Monrovia, you don't trust a juror panel. They say you should take it Asa. But when they be sleeping, who will be money there? Right here on the grounds of the Temple of Justice, where they were sleeping, you say you didn't trust them. They were tampered with. They were compromised. Then you tell them you put in a car. You drive them straight to Roji or Nima or Lofa, and you say you put in a hotel that the place they will not be tampered with. Is that where they wouldn't be tampered with? Let's talk about the independence of the judge. If the judge here or the lawyers here can be crying about safety issue in Monrovia, then you take a high-profile case and carry outside Monrovia. You know you're erasing that judge. What kind of security you get down there? You don't have security anywhere in Liberia compared to Monrovia to effectively respond to crisis, to tension in town. Oh, wow, you think when you take the case from here to Grand Jury, then you go intimidate the Grand Jury magistrate or judge there to swing people's arguments or the cases or the demands of the demands of the jurors to pass a guilty verdict against Fonatide? Then you say journalists. So it's easier. If you don't want journalists covering the trial, announce it in Morovia. No journalist is allowed in the court.
And no journalist will
go
there.
You don't have to take the case from Morovia and carry in Grange and say because you don't want journalists around. There are journalists in Grange there. Every county you go to, if I get community radio stations all around, go to Aliko headquarters and see how many community radio stations. Besides that, there are institutions in Morovia that have the capacity to send more sophisticated reporters to follow the case. Anybody carry Fonati case. If Fonati is that influential that you don't want the jurors to be here, you don't want the case to be here, you don't even trust the court in Morovia, then that outside Morovia, that his sophistication will die or get neutralized, or his influence will die or get neutralized, that he's not able to carry journalists with the place the court is the case is being heard, or the place the case will be tried. Nothing is making sense here. My people, there's nothing making sense here. If these lawyers representing the government do not have any evidence, which we know they do not have, let them go and let them abandon the case. The court will not prosecute the case, and then they can go sit down free. And they should stop wasting our time. They should stop wasting our time. Now Marco Fayame will go and drinking juice all day. He drinking juice and beer, He goes in court and blunder. He has less time to even sit down and read his own case. Fine. You take kids who just graduated from law school, some of them just passed Supreme Court bar, and you send them to go sit down over a high-profile case with sophisticated international lawyers. Who when you're talking, they already know what you want to. When you're talking, they already know how you're going to conclude. And you put the little babies, even Watkins right, Arthur Johnson, Jonathan Masakwe, Madina Wiseden. You take those babies on Ministry of Justice and put them even those legal gurus, and you think they're going to win case? Where? How is that possible? Well, even the very judges that are presiding over the cases, some of them are even intimidated by the presence of those lawyers because they know they're accused. Worst of it is that they do not have evidence. Let's be serious for once. You can grab Fonati since he's the target. But now on this one, you fail. The strategy didn't work. Own your mistake. When you go play football, you miss a goal. It's shameful. As a high-profile struggle, you go keep penalty, you miss a penalty. It's shameful. But you have to own it. You have to own it. Mr. Braga will have to own it. The vice president will have to own this mistake. Because this whole thing is around Jeremiah Kun and the vice president. He coming from nowhere. Tifa and Primo, they won't be on the team. They just playing part of the team and traditional team. They're not behind the team. They probably have been that Jeremiah Kun is behind the team. Jeremiah Kun feels threatened by the presence of Fonati ahead of 2029. He was able to convince people that Fonati is going to be president, standard bearer on the CDC ticket in 2029. That's the only reason they're behind the case here for. Nothing but what Joey has still strong and loud. He has announced repeatedly he's contesting. They say Fonati will be standard bearer for CDC in 2029. So they keep the case, drag the case until the guys got strategy. So when you drag the case and we are a standard bearer for the CDC on the party ticket in 2029, what do you do for Fonati? So nothing is making sense. Like I said, you leave the team, you drop the case, you accept the defeat, you're set for Fonati, you're set, no trap. Yeah. For him. Maybe a possible for him. Yeah. But on this one, just stop wasting our time. State resources, over $5 million have been spent on this case, just from the preliminary stage of the case to investigate and gather, unquote, gather evidence. the government, through my good friend Gregory Cuomo, held a press conference, an elaborate press conference, and announced that the government had preponderance of evidence after their preliminary investigation. They said they did geo mapping, they did geo mapping survey, and they brought geo mapping software here, and they were able to track individuals and all of that connected to the case. It means the government, through the police, use sophistication to investigate and track evidence.
Yeah, to grab.
So when you get the evidence, how the guys make it? You have the evidence. You take the case bombing you. There is seen evidence you carry bombing. If you carry the case Lofa, the evidence will not change. The evidence cannot work in Morovia. The only way the evidence can be adduced and work that when you carry the case in Magibi. Amen. The costing fire. You can be behaving like kids. You're still behaving like legal. Do you know where it is to be Solicitor General for the Republic of Liberia, presiding over the prosecution of all government cases? You must be on top of your game. That position is not for lazy lawyers. That position is not for reckless lawyers. That job is not for irresponsible lawyer like Augustine Fire. Come outside and speak kissy and make be muff. You let go to court now, then he's chilling. He's chilling and the people in court run away. As soon as John the King come outside and rush to the microphone. Then he spilled gibberish. He gave it. Okay, you get evidence. When's it Allah? For until they can escape they won't. We agree. Simple they metal the crown. Thank you very much. Tom and Amos Kovalen fast. They implemented the brain of the capital building. Thank you, Papa. Tomorrow is court. You come to court. He say, no, that go Magibi. We go Magibi say, no, Magibi not safe. Nathan Maggie as senator. There go Nima. Go Nima. No, Garrison Yedu. He get influence. Okay, then one more go. There go Tabeta. No, okay, go Tabeta. The Tabeta role that Jovia started the role. Playboy lane. We not safe. Let's go to the Saiz. No, okay, go Saiz. Saiz has always voted for George Ria. So we're not going to the Saiz. Where we go? Let's go bombing. Any former candidate, Katumu Braga candidate. Okay, let's go bombing. As soon as you reach Clay, say no. You see that NC substation up there? That Jovia BA down there. They put in bomb here, we're not chosen. Every slow year you want manipulate the case. That Joe we are friend. But let's go different place. What again? Where we go? Let's go Lofa. As soon as we reach Lofa, I say no. The Lofa Lofa now we not trust Lofa too much because Koji ne around here. Councilor Jala here. They can be punching some lands in the player. We trust them. They will be they'll go back. They'll go Bonkante. We go Bonkante. As soon as we reach Banga. That CC for president, I coming from. We not trust it. Then what people go now?
Maryland.
You go Maryland West. Hey, what Maryland sharing border with Grand Crew? Joe are coming from now. So like, from the people in Grand in Maryland. Oh, the former speaker here, but what you speaker here, Joe are protecting him. They may all learn Joe are. We not come here. So where people will go? Because the lazy argument is delay tactics will not change. In the middle of the game, you don't change the rule. For until you have a legitimate argument on fair play or fairness. If the government can constitute her own jurors, select her own jurors, train them, orientate them, select them, and assign them, it comes back to you and tells you that, hey, we don't trust them, they are compromised. It means where will they go? What kind of selection will you do that they will not be compromised? It means there is a potential assumption that the UP folks now are manipulating or they are going to manipulate the selection of the re-empanelment of the juror. By selecting unity partisans and putting them in CDC parent. Because it will go to the different heads of entity and say, you identify unity partisans and send them. Then furnish my office furnish the office of the Solicitor General with the people your names are sending and a UP status, even a will select them. So you send in and go and select UP. You don't go through all the process. Just call my friend Mo Ali, that Unity Party man, then he go serve a juror. Call my mate Emo Tue, then he go serve a juror. Call my friend Warren Brian, then he go join the juror panel. Call my friend Kula Fofana, then I'll go join the juror panel. Call my man Braga Jaliba, he'll go join. And where you in my bands, put him there. Where you Klatume, put him there.
In my far.
Yeah, in my far, put him there. Cooper Passer, put him on it. Simple. Let them go and serve as jurors for the case. They Klatume can be the head of them. Put them on the juror panel. Let them go and serve as jurors. You don't have to hear the case. Then we can over guilty Friday. Arrest for nothing and simple then. Put him in jail for 5 years. Election will be over. Jeremiah could go to election. He will win the election. Since that's the best strategy. Oh, for the popular. He connected. He's influential. He knows how to raise money. Georgia depending on to raise money to source funding for his campaign in 2029. So let's start him. These are the conversations they're having in the Unity Party circles that we are aware of because we there. We there. And this is disgusting for our country. A country that has been signaled out by the United States to have a corrupt and ineffective justice system or judiciary. He said our judiciary is corrupt and ineffective. The U.S. government, the U.S. State Department report. Branded, label our judiciary as corrupt and ineffective in the dispensation of justice or in dispensing justice. And we are doing these things in broad daylight in the face of the US. And you think the report for 2026 is going to favor you? No. We're doing worse than what the US government is reporting. Your own Delonto, you almost crumble the government for 9 months here. 9 months fighting something. You almost destroy the government, paralyze the government. For a man that holds no guilt, that holds no hate against you. Do you know what preponderance of evidence is? And you can carry one to court. The man who said he is the lead investigator that investigated the case on behalf of the police, he went to the court and contradicted himself and appeared like a novice. He appeared so isolated from the matter, like the things they were talking about, he did not even know about it. Confirming that the report was doctored and manufactured to incriminate those lawmakers and those brothers who were being bashed tonight. Come to court now, no evidence. Joseph Boaga says he had nothing to say. His behavior allowed his own relative, his in-law, to resign from his government for nothing wife. It's Joseph Boaga in-law. That he brother daughter. Compare her to resign from Joe Biden government because she saw how her uncle is the president was treating her husband. Not for something he did, though, but for something he did not do, and he was being incriminated on political grounds. She had to resign the job that he gave her to stand with her husband. Stay the president today. 1 minute he wants to act that he's strong, but he's embarrassed. He's ashamed because no evidence. They go to cabinet meeting off the record. What the evidence? Nobody in a cabinet meeting can show any evidence, can speak to anything that resembles evidence. And they were all blasting at each other today into this cabinet meeting on that case. Minister of Justice could not say anything substantial enough to convince all the cabinet members today. They spoke on that issue. They blasted them. If your New York did not have any evidence, should not have placed the president into this thing to embarrass the president. To embarrass the president. Today, no evidence. They running all around. Cabinet meeting scattered today in disagreement. You have to come to your senses. It's an embarrassment to the state. And Joe Biden will have to make a decisive decision. That's why you see they don't want to quote the case. The Supreme Court is acting weak because the persons on the court on the bench are already compromised. One person is, still struggling for a balance, but he's always leaning on that side. 1 or 2 years from now, there will be no Supreme Court in the country. Because when 2 females retire from the bench, it's going to be a disaster. It's going to be a mess. That Supreme Court bench is going to be a mess. People already believe that the Chief Justice is compromised. People already believe that the Chief Justice is nothing to rely on. Then you have my big brother and friend also, Councilor Braga Canada. He tear his vein at Unity Party running Isa. He can take it from Isa him. And the only reason why he's appointed on that bench is because he is a Unity partisan. That's not because of a different reason. That's not because he's the best lawyer in the country or he was the best on the list to go there. He was the best in terms of party alignment. So already 2. So now 1 man over there in between. Now he can be there. Say he can be there. There are 2 people that will soon retire. When they retire now, by next year, we'll punch in our 2 UP lawyers there. We have 4 or 3 solid because Braca and the 2 persons that were appointed will be real UP people. So when Yamin Bese won't slip or trip like he been in, when Yusuf Kala won't trip like he been in, but we have 3 solid UPs there. It's a strategy, the Donald Trump strategy they're using. But you see, the law is stubborn. The law can work in your favor or against you when there is evidence. When there's no evidence, you will try to put everything outside the court. But when you enter in the court, then the jurors go sit down there. It can be difficult. It can be difficult. So I mean, that's the key. That's the thing we'll cover. I like the energy. I like the strength, the courage. Those lawmakers, are wearing, because if they break down today, those are our brothers behind bars will definitely break down. The case of Eric Susse, we're told that he's being threatened by the guy who murdered the U.S. Army general, Mama Point Hotel. He's in the hotel there. We're told that he's being threatened. Eric Susse is being threatened by him. On multiple occasions, they attempted sharing Mascari. They attempted sharing even Mascari. They transferred Mascari to Eric Susse block. So Eric Susse then had to start protesting. He said, no, they may are already threatening me. They may again be in the same block. They may already threaten me. Then he take Proveki. Then he bring Proveki, ran here my block. Then you take what the other guy named one Kroma who identify himself as a sedition also. He said they put the notorious criminal for simple assault. And they get him in criminal cell. Simple assault in criminal cell. What they put in Eric Susse cell. They may say he's a UP man and he will kill Eric Susse. They put him in. So Susse had been raising alarm. There was a serious scuffle, in the prison. Some of the prison guards had to intervene, and they tried talking to Eric to go in the cell. Eric said he was not going to the cell until he can speak to his lawyer and his family people to inform his lawyer about the threat that was issued by Kroma. Not Mascara. The other guy called Kroma. There are 2, Mascara and Kroma. Oh, so the Mascara man is already notorious. Then you transfer him from his cell to Eric Susse's cell. Then you bring another Kroma man who is in the place for simple assault. And you can have him in criminal cell and send him to who is notoriously known also for criminality, and you send him to the men's cell after he threatened the man. Somebody threatened to kill somebody. Then he take 2 of them put in the same cell. What? How does that make sense? Then you say the man should go in there. The man say he's not going there.
So almost like you sending the man to the lion's den.
The man say he's not going there. The man say they will kill him in that place, but he's not going in that cell. They will announce that we're going to talk to them in the cell. That's the issue we wanted to talk about. But we could not do it for some other reason. I don't know if I not to do it, because they're not allowed to enter a place with telephone. It was in the night. So we didn't know what was going to happen that night. Before the message comes out in the morning, it was going to be late.
You're going to be late.
Damage would have been caused and all of that. So that's why we didn't call. But we can sit there and place calls in the place and talk to people who want to talk to. So it is scary. And it is shameful on the part of the government. The whole Fanatic case is a shameful thing to the government. Wow, Senator, they don't see. So now you're not going to battle they didn't, but they don't say you put it in the news. Yeah, you won't do the message and how to do it, man.
But Dylan was too strong. Yeah.
Dylan was strong. Dylan was.
I'm saying his expression.
He was reckless.
Because
isn't it, man?
Yeah. That brilliant.
No other way in the country will have been won. Even by people in the community that be there in the alleyway, let them move fire. Break them down. What kind of government is ready? Anytime government is ready to open up places for safety and for development, and people feel in the alleyway, where they have the most beautiful, the most expensive structure on it. Break them down. President Hall in the alleyway. Break it down.
Somebody said the President Hall in the alleyway.
That's Senator Snow. So, Junkies, I want us to listen to two messages in this recording. One is that people who built in the alleyways, and when they're building, people can kind of say, they think you're building at somebody else, or you're in the alley, and you listen, you build it on it. They don't say they should break it down. I won. In this recording, he said, when you build a house 10 years, you not stay on one lane for 10 years or more. And when you were building your home on that lane, there was no clean. Or the laws and say clement, There was no clement. So nobody came to claim ownership of the lane. Let's be practical. So they don't say once you go in, check by around see lane. Go put blood there. Stay there. Put some and see and be living there. 1 year, nobody can tell you. From the day you put the blood, nobody clean the place. 4 years, 5 years, nobody clean it. 9 years, 10 years, nobody can clean. They don't say automatically. When anybody comes to you after 10 years and say that their property down there, you say, the government should not break it down. You say, any judge who go award ownership to that person for that property, that judge, that Christian person, that judge should be impeached. So that play the video. That play the audio, yeah.
Misguided expression.
In other way in the country will have been won. Even by people in the community that be there in the alleyway and let them move fire. Break them down.
So the first stupidity ever did is let's see how microphone change. All the thing is will change microphone. So the first they don't say here that listen to the ball. Listen to the ball.
No other building alleyway in the country will have been won. Even by people in the community that be there in the alleyway and let them move fire. Break them down.
Okay. So the first thing is, they're saying, when you're building in a community, even a 1-2-year-old child can say, Uncle, that one man say that lane, they don't say that should constitute clean legally. It should constitute clean legally. And on the basis of that highlight, you should not proceed with any construction on that property, even if you have a deed, register, archive, probated. you should not bail. Eh? That they don't reason it. Let me play. Okay, let me play the phone recording so I can understand. Yeah.
What kind of government is ready? Anytime government is ready to open those places for system and for development, nobody built in alleyway in the country without being one. Even by people in the community that be building an alleyway, let them move forward. Break them down. What kind of government is ready? Anytime government is ready to open those places for system and for development, and people build in those alleyways, whether they have the most beautiful, the most expensive structure on it, break them down. President was in the alleyway. Break it down.
So supposed to the president was in the alleyway. He said
break it down.
But listen to me.
Break it down. If the government, if the president, don't go to start. If the president wants in the alleyway and the government get encouraged to do it, I'm encouraging the non-government I will come, break it down. We have to develop the country. I prefer not to be in office and we have a developed country. Therefore,
He only prefers not to be in country. He only prefers not to be in office now than to have a developed country because he has a 9-year job. If this was before campaign, he would not be telling you this thing. Right now, he has a 9-year job, so he say, I prefer not to be in office. If you bring this man back about demolition exercise, if you, fast forward him to in 2029 election where he'll be contesting, where he'll be campaigning, for the UP alliance, he will tell you different thing. The narrative will change. The narrative will change. That was on adding. Let's go forward to a 10-year thing.
I'm going to be more political with my speeches that will please people hearing and will get in office and the country is not being developed. Lastly, because people build on properties. They believe it for them because they get some legal instrument in their hand. Another person comes, go to the court, and the court remove those people from there. After years of occupancy. After years of occupancy.
Yeah.
If you get property, you are paying taxes on it. Somebody else come and sell the property for them. And they building on it and you do nothing. You go to court. The person that live on that property for years, you go to court. Everybody knows that property for that person now, and the person that live there more than 10, 15 years. Then you go to court. And then the court event that person from there. That court has a problem.
The court has a problem.
Yes, because if you have one deed and somebody was building on your property, they go there 5 years, stay here, you say nothing. The person, the whole world knows that the person living because the person too, they got a put a document, one court, probating, one place, 10 different times, 10 different people claiming ownership to it. But nobody went to you say they play where you building start. No court issue injunction for you to stop and you went ahead. No administrative forum invited you to say somebody claiming them there is in dispute stop and you went ahead and the person built on that place, they lived there more than 10, 15 years, they're not born children, then one court say, oh, the other person here got to get order visa moving from here, that judge must be impeached.
Okay, the judge must be impeached. So when I leave my property in Broadville, and I go to, maybe I go for study. It takes me 2-3 years on my study stuff. My property is here. My caretaker does not have administrative right to represent me legally. So the only thing my caretaker can do, I see somebody come here now. I said, man, I go to school. Or maybe my study finish for 4 years. Then I transit somewhere again to go hustle. Maybe I get a job to work. I get status. I get a job to work. I start working. I said, like, bro, the job market is nice. So, man, I stay and work. I eat 4 more years, 8 years. Now, eat 2 more years, 10 years. My property, yes. Somebody be on it. They don't say one account. No judge should award me
Your own property.
eviction right to Uma to take ownership of my property. Like, it is, man, talking. Yeah. Man, I don't get talk to the president. I won't, They don't, I won't be, I won't be battle. They don't, but they don't get force people at times to get on his case. I don't know whether he can be seeking attention or what. And it's difficult for the man to talk and you ignore him. He's difficult to ignore. I'm telling you, seriously joking. They don't, it's so difficult to ignore to the extent, at times they are there and I say, me, they don't not get it. You won't talk anything like it. You see the other thing you can't talk. How do we ignore him? But I will exercise tolerance.
And restraint.
Yeah.
That the president emphasized the Ministry of Commerce in his cabinet meeting is very important. I think
that was so cheap.
Yeah.
And they came on
Mm-hmm. The camera, I don't know how the cameraman just place the camera on and just. So listen to what the president
in the face of the Minister of Commerce.
in a cabinet meeting.
The Ministry of Commerce has a lot to do, and I'm saying that I'm not emphasizing it. That ministry has a lot to do in terms of food products that come to this country. I see a lot of
I don't know whether you're understanding him, but yeah, let me just play and see.
friends. They are kind. When Christmas comes, say chicken feet. Now you have a chicken feet. We are a country that used to produce chicken meat. And some of the chicken, when you have some this and that, we are not here to throw away things to people. So that ministry, we have to get forceful. We got to work and make sure that the Nigerian get the products that are consumable, products that are quality, instead of dumping them. And so, if we haven't been doing it, there's no the importance of that ministry to the economy. The business people are ahead about investment. That's what they call heading inflation. You can do it whenever you make to be something that you like. Because you go to some ministry, they don't want to work with that person, they don't like that person. My nature may not like me, so and I would like to make sure that they have not properly accomplished. There are people that my nature may not like them, so and I would like to make sure that we get the right people. Sometimes they don't have to like you, but they must do the work they're supposed to do. And it's more important to be something that you will like. Because you go to some ministry, they don't want to work with that person, they don't like that person.
You go to some ministry, they don't want to work with this person, they don't like this person. You're speaking to her directly. This.
We didn't go to look for a matchmate.
We didn't go to look for a matchmate.
People where you love.
They are taught to.
You get
So we didn't go to look for a matchmate.
Yeah, who you love.
Yeah, we like. Who you like? We're bringing people that will contribute. So if you're not ready to work with people there who can replace them. The president was speaking to Madeline Dagosa directly. And we told you about 2 persons that the president have been highlighted for dismissal. The 2 individuals, we will call their names. The first person that has been highlighted for dismissal is the Minister of Transport, Serif Talo. Serif Talo has been highlighted for dismissal. He may stay on for a while, but he will go one day. We have not seen any evidence. They say, well, I won't say Abo regarding his case. The second person is the Minister of Commerce. Madeline Dagose, how far she going?
Clear.
Her dismissal is clear. It's been signed, sealed for her to leave. The president spoke about a matter that is happening today in the Ministry of Commerce. When Madeline Dagose feels that she is the granddaughter of the Unity Party and she is supposed to work with people who she feels comfortable working with. As a result of that, the entire ministry is in disarray, divided into cliques and different components, and activities, especially commercial commerce activities, are being stored. People apply for RPDs 1 to 3 months to import the goods to this country. They cannot get the RPD signed because either it was processed by somebody who she doesn't know or doesn't like, or it came from somebody who she doesn't know or doesn't like, or all of that. So business people have been complaining. The increase in substandard goods, the inspection division is the most inactive and dormant division at the Ministry of Commerce since she became minister, because she does not want to work with the team leaders there in the inspection division. She believes that she is the one supposed to say, y'all go inspect, you don't go inspect. It means you're not moving down there. I see you there. Is there less busy? You didn't get what you're doing. Very aggressive. Speaking with inspectors on the field, when Lebanese people, business people take phone and call, and she will show them on the phone. Put the phone speaker. Who is that person there? Put the phone speaker. Let me talk to him.
I send you there.
Who say you down there? Is that you what to do? You less busy? You better get from down there. You won't lose your job. That's how she speaks to inspectors. As a result of that, the inspectors now are either they relax or they pay less attention in carrying out their duties, because there is a kangaroo minister who's wearing lion skin and leopard face to run the ministry. Mind you, she's the dullest and less educated person at the Ministry of Commerce currently.
Very lazy.
But she's the head. People who were schooled, or people who are schooled, well trained, experienced in their field, are being disrespected on a daily basis by that lady called Madeline Dagose. People have intervened. Party leaders have intervened. She's not listening to even party leaders, party officials. She's not listening to them. Some party officials have said, my man, let her more carry on what she won't do here. My hand is at least I play my part to reach out to her, to talk to her. Since she's not listening, she thinks this government, our government, then I'll go ahead and do what she wants to do. Go to the different inspectories. Ooh, we are open to policy now. Ooh, what kind of sugar here? How is sugar wet? Wet sugar. Quality of the things we consume, the goods we consume in this country, even the services that are provided, they are all poor. Speak with the inspectors. They will tell you. Engine oil. People bringing expired engine oil in the country. And the inspectors are identifying these things. Where you know about oil, Benny? Where you know about oil? Like we're producing oil? It should tell you, you want the shortage of engine oil on the market, so the president is holding responsible. They say, no, these oil are expired. Why you bring goods in the country like that? 1 month to expiration. And you lie in your commerce? I mean, how does that make sense? Goods has 1 month expiration date on it. And the point of entry, the inspector identify it. But man, they think I have 1 month.
But to protect your job, you say you should go through.
How do we allow this in the country? It reaches the minister that she say, you manufacture it in your country? You want the goods to be short on the market so they can say, we're experiencing shortage of sugar or shortage of butter on the market. These are people, man. And these things will come in the country. The people will get these goods and retake to increase the expiration date. You put the butter down. After 1-2 months, you see mold. Hey, the butter gets moldy. The butter, sealed butter. As soon as you open it, you spin the butter gets moldy and it starts getting watery. You talk to people, man, they think they can read take it. Either we come and lose our job or they come and change our assignment, so for some more we can without intervening in the thing. Anything the people won't bring the country, then they bring in the country. So they expire. They got something in economy they call dumping.
Mm-hmm.
Dumping.
Yeah.
Dumping.
The president made emphasis of that.
He made emphasis on it?
Yes, the president, in a scene recording, the president said the ministry is not a dumping ground. That's what the president said.
So Liberia is a dumping site. Dumping is something where it's a process of shipping or transporting or exporting, or when you are the receiving end of byproducts, expired goods.
Yes.
So the things that the Chinese, the quality of rice that the Chinese will not eat, they ship them to Liberia. The quality of butter that the Indians or the Asians will not eat, they ship them to Liberia. The quality of sugar or over tea that the Americans will not eat or the Canadians will not eat, they ship them to Liberia. Liberia is number one site for dumping when it comes to global trade. Most of the things that come to this country that we consume, they are all substance. So you see, they're getting new, they are well packaged. You see that, they are new goods.
That's scale.
No, the quality. So dumping, it doesn't have to be expired goods.
No, but
no,
quality.
The quality of the goods that come to you, your country, makes your country a dumping site, a dumping ground. You go to China or India, they're producing different grade of rice. The grade that comes here, it destroys the system.
Standard is not being considered.
Nothing. And we have the Liberia, National Standard Laboratory.
National Standard Laboratory.
And the Ministry of Commerce. The lab had not been functional for the last 1 year.
And Baga saying you can establish it as an authority.
Yeah, he needs to. That what I was supporting.
No, for that I support.
Because the lab has not been functional for the last for over 1 year now. The lab has not been functional.
Even
so we just coming in the country.
Yeah, allegedly, Habe Supermarket, formerly Abijaudi, had been accused by one of the employee of restamping. I'm trying to follow that case. When the pieces of evidence are available, I'll bring.
Hope we can lay your hands on those stuff. Sure. But it's a serious thing. The Minister of Commerce is our police, it's our commerce police. The Minister of Commerce is our commerce police.
That's why
she's like the RD, the police director.
Yeah.
She's our commerce police. So that's why the Inspector General of Commerce is like the 102. Should say 102?
Yeah, 102.
Yeah, something like that. That's how. Anytime she used to act that position was a deputy minister level. In fact, under Eddie, it was a deputy minister for commerce and inspection.
Yeah.
Deputy minister for commerce and inspection. They used to call Barry. I started to buy Canon brother. So go one bar. He used to be deputy minister for commerce and inspection.
Aliyu
Bar or something. Black fellow. Black papi.
No,
how people are talking about.
Okay.
So he used to be deputy minister for insurance and for commerce and inspection. If I had George told him from that ministry, they dismissed him because he was claiming usurping the two functions and presidentially established that There's an inspector general here. There's a deputy minister of commerce here. The inspectorate division is under you, but you are not the inspector general. So there has to be a line.
Yeah.
I don't hear that
Inspector
noise
General
again.
reports to you.
Well, yeah, that noise again. That be if it was because of that noise that they say, the inspector general will not report to you as the deputy minister of commerce.
But report to the minister of proper.
It was because of that noise.
Mm-hmm.
So the inspector general of commerce is not an easy. It's not a joking job. That's why the minister of commerce is supposed to work in hand with the inspector general of commerce. Because you guys are policing our entry points to disallow bad goods and services that must indicate from coming to our country. Somebody can people say, "Oh, how are you talking about bad goods and services?" We have said services can come here that are bad. Somebody come here and tell you say they come and provide. What kind of say come provide? Maybe catering service. Somebody say they come and provide. Maybe they come here. They are hired to come here and do maybe do music. Somebody come here can do massage.
Mm-hmm.
What is the capacity? What did they learn it? You come here to provide service. What is the training? What is their experience? You alone, Ministry of Labor, you have to evaluate to know whether the person has the capacity to perform that service.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they say goods and services. Somebody can start cutting people to you there. We need already going to around 50. How many years old? You go sit down on one leg, you see they get fine, you put it to there, they get used to it, pick up, boom, boom. She juke. You say, oh, block on you. But when they get coming from, they get a Lebanese here, they get a Korean here, I thought they get another thing here. But they get another thing, they get anything right in here. How she enter the providing service?
There's no trace.
Nothing. The labor ministry want to give you work permit. But to evaluate, to assess that service that you're coming to provide,
the Ministry of Commerce have
a role to play. Now we have the tourism authority. So that those kind of touristic services now, all transfer on the tourism that have to be regulated. But it can be done in isolation of the Ministry of Commerce because they have to pass through our entries. You say these things, Madeline Dagosa can get there, you by which you call everybody actually that knows you and complain. But when you go and advise her, she will not listen to you. Arrogant woman. It was good. The only thing Baga has done in 2026 that I can. The only thing, we have to shut down. The only thing Baga can say, okay. The only thing Baga can say that we have to talk about is, the only good thing he ever said in 2026 that is he blasted Madeline Dagosa today and he blasted on camera.
I feel him. And he get told.
Let's take 5 calls. I'm told that the weather is very, very bad out there, so we have to. We not get car. We will soak off.
So call us on 086 500 104, 0770 104 104. And for our diaspora callers, you can call us on +231 86 500 104, +231 86 500 104. Call us on those numbers. And have your say on our talking points this evening. We'll squeeze in 5 callers.
Take 5 calls so we can run.
Then we'll call it a day. This caller, hello. Okay, we missed that call. Call us on those numbers and have your say. The weather bow, so I know why you're wasting down the call.
Yeah, let's just take 5 calls on 0776 104 104 086 500 104. And our WhatsApp number is active. We will take 2 here, 2 down there, and then 1 on the WhatsApp number. We run home. So we'll go there in 4 minutes.
Quickly, who here?
Yeah, thank you. Gentlemen, let me say good evening to you guys. This is Hussein. I call from Jacobstown.
How's the new job, man? How's the job going?
No, when I greet you, reply. Respond to the greeting.
Okay, we are fine. How's the new job? How's the job going?
I have that.
Okay, let's hear you, my brother.
I'm moving forward. actually, I lost a critique of the government, more especially the presidency. You know, when those retreats are called by the president, it is intended to put ministers right on their feet, on their toes, to get a broader understanding of what it takes, right, to serve the people that you were appointed to serve. So the president pointed out the ministers, right? And for those other ministers, it is very important that the president will have those usual, cabinet meetings with ministers to get an understanding of the working. Like he said, they are very slow when you have to double the time. When you are not serving the term, you serve them that bring people. Look at the information in the agency. Minister said they were empowering local farmers. Of the presidency, who have been getting the first move in Bomi and Kedma, other countries have not benefited. What are the different responses on the farmers? They still call on national government to see how best they can get secure some of the grants or loans. So all of the agency, when we are not going to double, public work here is doing exceptional work, but it has to speed up because we don't have time in our favor. So these meetings are not called to actually, bring down on officers of government, but it's intended to put them on their toes so they can do the right thing in time. So let me say thanks to the president and add up to what he said, our directors and ministers and countries, they should do what it takes to serve the country, not your very self. So thanks to Mr. President, continue to have those usual meetings with your cabinet so that the direct work can see your impact as they are already started to see the impact in the different. Thank you, guys.
And thanks too for your new job.
Okay. But no my own thing, no my own thing.
I can see you. This caller online too.
Good evening, Morris. Good evening to us.
Poga Yeah, Poga Rao.
Poga, hold the line. We'll take you. Poga, hold the line. Let's take you after this international call. Then we'll take you. Yes. City Geeks.
Also, this is GT. This is GT what you call it for Canada. How you doing?
I need to be a parent of the City Geeks. Where are you coming from?
Oh no, that one of my business name.
Oh, okay. GT, go ahead.
Yeah, that's my technology business. What's up, bro? How you doing? No, thank you for today, bro. I've been listening to the show and we're going back to the Capitol building. So you see the Capitol building case here now. So the minute they're dragging the Capitol building case, they won't move it. Now they're trying to, the jury, they're trying to disband the whole entire jury. That's what is going on. But the problem is that because the whole jury panel is like 13 up to 4, I think 15 in this case here. Mm-hmm. Because they were even having trouble with the jury too. Yeah. Because I think they tried to send 2 juries to Salvage. Because the people got tired, I think they stopped coming in and they tried to send them by thing. Now they're trying to get a new jury to come on the whole case here. Now, what are they going to get people for? And even for them to get the first group of people, they catch hard and they even complain about that. So I don't know what they're trying to do. And these people, children, are in jail. I don't know why they still keeping them there, why they can't find way, carrying some of the guys are complaining about that they need treatment and other stuff and things so they can go through the case. And they're trying to move them. And look at some of the places that they're trying to carry the kids in there. Have you seen some of the courtroom there? Like if you go in, you see on social media, people are living in the area when you see in the court building and everything. Other than like mud houses and things. I play you going to try kids, yeah? I don't know what it's happening, bro. Yeah, man. And another thing you guys spoke on today again with President Baga and the Commerce Ministry and thing. That's another thing. President Baga does take the government serious, man. Because most of the people that are working, they're joking. They're not doing anything right now. Everybody's seeing it. And the people are not feeding the government. They're not, nothing really happening that people say, oh, they're doing this and doing that. Even like people that really campaign for the thing, they just said no. But at the end of the day, we just appreciate that you guys come here every day, continue to remind people about what is happening, what's going on, why everybody's talking about anything. We got to keep telling our people about what's going on as well. But thank you for the time, man. Appreciate it.
Welcome, my brother. Welcome.
Okay, we leave our brother there from the diaspora and go to line 1 and take this call.
Hello? I think that's our last caller.
Yeah, this last call. Hello? Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. Go ahead. You are our last caller.
I want to thank you very much for the show. But you see, the thing like you're talking about when it comes to mascara, you don't know the mascara there. Mascara is not a man who is harmful.
My man, I bet you give my phone. Not for that one. Somebody go kill someone. Yes, you say now harmful.
Man, I harmful. I ain't so good. Let's squeeze the last call. Because I don't mean talking Tabata.
No, maybe that man can't defend man.
Hello. Hello.
Yes, man. Okay, let's take Masisi. Yes, carry us home.
How you doing, my friend?
We're fine.
Fine, General.
Yeah, thank you for the show, Papa. But we'll call you you're wrong, Baka tonight. You're wrong, JMB. The next one is who need to do JMB. You're wrong, in one letter. Yes, you're wrong, JMB. No, Joaquin Morris are planned for 2 full months when we are considered. You understand? So the people will plan for 6 years. They plan it. So I think about JMB too bad. They make sure you can't get that will come to the place that we are for people that will put from there. They don't agree. So once he cannot move, one he said I will walk out him had discussion and he went back and did the thing to you. You want to believe first and what time? The first also they agree that they will yes, we agree. When you can't move, I will say behind you as a president. So you're going to believe Waka. And I won't move all the comment mission of move all different there. Not the first also. Why you won't believe Waka for me or wrong Waka for me or they want about Waka 100 times. And we will put him about okay, you want to run it more time. I won't watch it okay, you
okay, go to your you go parking now. Go to your you go parking.
If you tell your friend okay me to go, I will go there.
My friend.
To put on my bike. Everybody knows around Waka. That boy and your best friend. That boy and
yeah, that was his best friend.
That boy and your friend. They make it. I will make way to go. I will go there parking. But they want to agree. You laughing at your friend. They give me the up for that.
I think I said me not get that door. Go to Barra tomorrow. Call a press conference. And now we'll reach a journalist and calling the press conference. And now that you go into Braga, you won't go to him for is the show. This you know for Massey to say she won't to you. Junkins, we have to go.
Yeah, sure. So we say it was good having you listening to us today. We'll be here, but next week on Monday we'll be back 8 o'clock. Freedom Hard Talk, Freedom FM 87.9.
So yes, thanks to all of you for following and watching us. We shall be back here next week by God's grace. But until next week, do have yourselves pleasant moments in your respective areas. Our names remain Austin Kawa and Junkins Morris. Lucia, Lakpe, Zokia Zulu. Thanks to all of you. Bye-bye. Good night.
That left us to allow the damages. The leader with that push the put in D and now you need the